I hope so. She's excited right now, but I hope it calms down. I'm actually trying to, from where you are, my mat's back here. Do you see me just fine?
You could probably pull your mat back a little bit closer to the wall. Can you do that?
Yes, I definitely can. I've been trying to play around with the height, like for 20 minutes now. I've been playing around with the height of the, where the camera is.
I knew it was 1820 something.
Okay.
That's better. That's
okay. Better. Perfect. That's good.
Good.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
I'm just coming off another Zoom meeting, and then I'll join you at 7.
Sounds good. See you soon.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Hey, lady.
Hey.
Looks good.
Yeah. So if I stand, do you see me fine?
Yeah. Hold on. Let
And
me optimize my screen.
if I sit, you see me fine?
And I see Dakota. I just don't see your mat.
Yeah, my mat's under me. That's the problem. Girl, I'm in a studio. It's hard.
I know.
So Julie gave me feedback to move it back a little bit. So do you see it though, or no?
That's okay. As long as like you give like, you know, the clear cues, I think it should be fine. Or can you tilt your screen down? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But then just in case if I stand, I think I'll be cut off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna see half your body. Tilt it just like an inch upward more.
Okay.
Like right there.
All right. Now if I'm standing, do you see me?
I see your body and not your head.
Oof. Yeah.
Wait, tilt it just like a little bit more. That
Should
way
I move? Do you think maybe I should move the computer back?
Is it on your bed? No, it's on the TV stand, right?
It's on my like this table that I use.
Oh, okay. Can you put it in your hallway? Is that?
Yeah, it's actually in my hallway.
Okay. It helps that I know your apartment.
I know it does help that you know my apartment. So yeah, it's not all the way in my hallway. Do I need it more in my hallway?
Really good. Just tilt your screen up a little bit.
Okay.
Because then I can see the floor now. It only needs to be tilted like that.
All right, hold on. Now my ottoman's in my hallway. And you said tilt it down?
Up.
Oh, up.
Oh, too much. Oh, right there. Perfect. Now, let's see. Oh, so much better. Perfect.
All right, so this will be interesting because I won't be able to see this far, but it's okay. Hi, Tara. Hello. How much time? Okay, so we still have some time. All right, so that's good.
And it's not recording. Oh, it is recording. My bad. So it is recording. Let me pause it real quick.
All right. All right. Sounds good. All right. So hi, everyone. I'm just going to move back to sit on my blanket, on my mat. Does everyone see me okay? Yes. Yeah, I can. Set off in a seated position. So you can start off in a hero's pose. You could be on your knees. Maybe you need some padding underneath with the tops of your feet down into the floor, or you can cross your legs here. So either option works for today. So just making sure that your sit bones are rooting down and try to find some grounding and some peace and just this breath work that we're going to be beginning with. Oh, that's so helpful. Thank you, Krista. So I get to see what I look like. So now closing the eyes here, maybe dropping your chin down into your chest to just lengthen out through the neck. And again, connecting with the breath. Just trying to drop whatever it is that you've been up to for, earlier today or this week. This is definitely a challenging time in history, I'd say, in the world. And so if you find yourself a little bit off balance, it makes sense given the situation. I know for myself, I have found it challenging to focus on maybe like daily things that I would normally do. And so if you have any anxiety around, you know, everything that's going on in the world, maybe in your household, at work, at school, whatever it might be, just bring some awareness to that. And just hopefully you're doing your part to stay safe and stay healthy. So this evening is a stretch flow class. So keeping in mind going your distance, keeping in mind your breath. And this is your practice. So know that you're at home. So whatever it is that I'm doing, you don't necessarily have to. Just make sure you find what feels good. Just a few more breaths here. Let's begin to deepen our breath. So taking a deep inhale through the nose, really filling up the belly. Big sigh out the mouth. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out the mouth. One more round, just like that. And exhale out. And now returning back to your natural breathing, not manipulating the breath in any way. So if you're sitting with your legs crossed, just blink the eyes open and cross your legs the other way. We want to balance ourselves out here. So maybe just switching legs. My right leg was in front of my left, so now my left is in front of my right. And you can keep the eyes open here. Your next inhale, your arms are going to extend up high towards the ceiling. You're going to interlace your fingers and then allow your palms to shine up towards the ceiling, really getting a nice side body stretch. Maybe your gaze reaches up towards the ceiling as well. And gently release here. Your right palm's gonna grab your left wrist and just bend over towards the left side. Big breath in. Exhale, bending deeper, barreling your chest up towards ceiling, gaze lifts. Big breath in. Exhale, bend even deeper. And gently release, coming back through center. Left hand grabs your right. Big breath in, extending up high towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, bending over to the left side, twisting open towards the ceiling. Maybe your gaze lifts. Big breath in here. Exhale, bend even deeper. One more breath in here. Exhale brings you back up through center. Good, releasing the palms here. And ground your palms out in front of you. And you're just gonna walk your hands out, maybe coming onto your fingertips. Then grounding the palms down and surrendering the head, surrendering the chest. Allowing your sit bones to still root down towards the earth here. So making sure that your seat's not lifted, but that you're firmly grounded. Big breath in here. Exhale, begin to walk your hands over to the right side. Good, big breath in. Exhale brings you back up through center. And now begin to walk your hands over to the left and bow down here. Big breath in. Exhale brings you back through center. Lifting the head, lifting the chest, and walking your hands coming back into your lap. Now, if you have some cushion underneath you, you can remove it. We're gonna come into a tabletop position with your hands, with your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Take a peek between your legs. Make sure you don't see your feet. If so, just slide another out of the way and in line with your ankles here. We're gonna go through some cat-cows. So tuck the toes, drop the belly, gaze lifts up high towards the ceiling. And exhale, untuck the toes, round up through the spine, gaze towards your belly. 3 more rounds of cat-cow. Connecting movement to breath. I encourage you to close your eyes and just sink in with your own breath. If it's helpful to follow my cues or follow your breath, either is fine for your practice. One more round. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Now we're turning back to a neutral tabletop position. So here your toes can be tucked or untucked. So here's tucked, untucked, whatever works for you. You're gonna bump your hips over to the left side and then go for full body circles here. Again, closing the eyes, connecting with your breath. Moving the neck out as well, maybe flipping your hair around. Good, breathing here. Maybe going a little bit faster, speeding up. When you get back to the top, coming back through a neutral tabletop, again, toes tucked or untucked, bumping your hips over to the left, and then back down towards your heels, going for full body circles on the left side. Option to close the eyes, connecting movement with breath here. A big breath in. And exhale, coming back through center, finding a neutral tabletop. Grounding down in that left palm. Inhale, your right arm's gonna reach up high towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, you're gonna thread it underneath your left arm, surrendering down into your left side body. Good, so opening up here, big breath in. And on the exhale, maybe you twist even deeper. Maybe your gaze meets the ceiling, so it reaches underneath that left armpit. Big breath in here. On the exhale, ground down in that left palm. Right arm reaches up high towards the ceiling. And exhale, plant it down. On your next in-breath, opposite side, left arm reaches up high towards the ceiling. Gaze follows nice and strong here. And on the exhale, thread it underneath your right. My back's going to be towards you guys now. Extending that right arm out towards the front. Surrendering down into your left side body. Good, big breath in here. Exhale, bow your chest, that your gaze reaches towards the ceiling underneath your armpit here. Big breath in. Exhale, ground down in that right palm, left arm reaches up high towards the ceiling. Maybe your gaze follows and ground it down. Good, checking back in with your form. So with your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hip points. And again, let's tuck through the toes here. Big breath in. Drop the belly, gaze lifts. Exhale, untuck the toes, round up through the spine, gaze towards your belly. Good, coming back through tabletop position. You're gonna separate your knees mat width distance apart, coming into your child's pose, big toes touch. Send the hips down and back, and extend the arms out in front of you. Ground down your third eye, your forehead down into the earth, down into the mat. And making this child's pose more active, you're gonna come onto your fingertips and just walk your hands out towards the top of your mat and then ground the palms down. Just breathe here, big breath in. And sigh out the mouth, let it go. Peeking yourselves up halfway. You're gonna walk your knees in and ground down the tops of the feet in towards the mat here. You're gonna lower your hips down, bending in the elbows that they're pressing in towards your body here, and lower the head down, coming onto your forehead. Good. So setting up here, really grounding down the tops of the feet in towards the mat, legs are engaged. On your next breath in, grounding down into the palms, lift the head up for baby cobra. Keeping a soft gaze at the top of the mat, and exhale, lower down. Big breath in, baby cobra. Lift yourselves up. Maybe lift a little bit higher this time. And exhale out. One more breath, just like that. Inhale, grounding down in the palms. Maybe lift yourself even higher this time, baby cobra. And exhale, lower back down. Good, tucking your toes here and send the hips back, child's pose. On your next breath in, you're gonna tuck your toes here. On the exhale, send the hips up and back to your downward facing dog. So just take note in your downward facing dog of where your hands and feet are. So I have always had a tendency to have this scoop in my lower back. We don't want that. You wanna find length through your tailbone, okay? So before we do this, before we have some movement in our downward facing dog, let's everyone come high into the balls of the feet and roll up to your high plank position. So as if you were doing a push-up. Okay, we won't be doing any push-ups nor any chaturangas. So just finding your alignment here. So really separating your fingers, turning the inside of your elbows towards the front of the room, keeping a soft gaze at the top of the mat, belly engaged, thighs are engaged, high in the balls of the feet. And on the exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. So again, finding length through the tailbone, so not scooping in the lower back. Okay, we want to protect ourselves. Grounding down in the feet, hands, shoulders width distance apart, excuse me. And pressing your chest in towards your thighs here. Allow the head to hang heavy. Good, breathing in this full body stretch. Big breath in here. Exhale, sigh it out. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more breath in. Big breath out. Good, dropping your knees down, coming back into your tabletop position. So maybe you walk your hands in a bit. So I'm actually gonna turn to face you guys. You're gonna stay exactly where you are on your mat. So coming into your tabletop position as we were before. Tucking the toes, so your left toes can be tucked or untucked either. I tuck my toes just for more stability, so my back toes are tucked here, okay? You're gonna lift your right knee out to the side, having your ankle in line with your knee and your knee in line with your hip. So I look like this. Okay, so maybe facing this way will work out for better, okay? And you're gonna do 3 small circles toward the front. Breathing here. One more round. Good. And now 3 small circles towards the back, so switching sides. And breathing. And this side it feels a little different. This direction. And one more round. Good. Coming back up through center here. You're gonna kick your right leg out and then stamp the foot down in towards the floor here. Grounding down in your heel. Bringing your hands to your hips. So we look like this now. Bringing your hands to your hips. Good. So your tailbone is tucked. Pelvis is lifted. Grounding down the outer edge, the peaky edge of that right foot. And again, either grounding down the top of that left foot or more maybe your toes are tucked, okay? So wherever you are, we just want some good alignment. So hands to our hips. On the inhale, arms extend up high towards the ceiling. Again, we're gonna interlace our fingers, press our palms up high towards the ceiling. Nice side body stretch. Good. So bring your hands back down to your hips. Again, inhale, arms extend up high towards the ceiling. And now on the exhale, we're gonna bow down, sending your bum down towards the back heel. Good. Next breath in, arms extend up. Exhale, bow down. Good, maybe you incorporate your breath. Big breath in, nice and strong. Exhale, bow down. Good. One more breath in. And on the exhale, prayer reaches above head and prayer comes through heart center here. Good. Now your left palm is going to come down to the top of your mat. You can bring your right arm high towards the ceiling. Good. So going for the supported side plank. Again, core is engaged, grounding down the outer edge of that pinky side of that right foot. If you want to go a little bit further, maybe you kick that right leg up. Okay, flexing through the foot. Your gaze can be down at the mat in front of you or high towards the ceiling. Big breath in here. Exhale out. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good. Round that right foot down in towards the mat. Pick yourselves up here and then come back into your tabletop position and send the hips back. Child's pose. Separating the knees as wide as is comfortable for you. So just one breath here. And exhale, let's come back into our tabletop position. Good, so I switch sides again, just so you can see me. So now, bringing that left knee up, out to the side. Again, finding some alignment, not too important, but you know, ankle in line right underneath the knee, knee in line with the hip. Small circles forward. Good, connecting with your breath here. One more breath. Good, when you come back to center, switch directions. One more breath. Good, and coming back through center. For me, that side I was a little bit slower. Taking your left leg out, and then drop the foot down towards the earth here. Walking yourself up, bringing your hands to your hips. So here is where we are now. Good. So again, the back heel can be tucked or untucked. Again, tailbone is tucked, pelvis is lifted. That would be weird. And then belly is engaged here. Yeah, it's really rooting down to the pinky edge of that grounded foot, that left foot. Your next breath in, arms extend up high towards the ceiling, interlace the fingers, and long body stretch here. Maybe your gaze lifts as well. Good, and release the fingers, bring your hands back down to your hips. The instructor needs to catch her breath. Okay, inhale, arms extend up high towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, you're gonna bow down. Bum comes down to the back heel and lower the head. Good. Big breath in, arms extend up. And exhale, bow down. One more breath in. And exhale, bow down again. Lifting yourselves back up, bringing your hands to your hips. Setting up for our supported side plank. Right hand comes down in front of you. Left hand stays on your left hip, or you can bring it up high towards the ceiling. And maybe this time you even want to reach a little bit behind you to have your arms in line with one another. So stacking here, good alignment. Going a little bit further, maybe you lift that left leg. And make sure to flex through that left foot. So if you were stamping your foot on a wall or standing or something like that, just very active here. Big breath in. Exhale out. Big breath in. Exhale out. And drop that left foot. Pick yourselves back up and come into a tabletop position and send the hips back, child's pose. Big breath in. Exhale, tuck the toes. Send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So here in your downward facing dog, begin to pedal out the feet here. So bending one knee at a time. Maybe you start off slow. And then you speed it up. And coming back through center, I'm just gonna walk my hands out a little bit. Coming back through center here. And then maybe we just rock from side to side. Good, so shifting the weight into our feet. Rock from side to side. Good, and then come back through center. So separating the feet mat width distance apart or further. And then you're gonna walk your feet in. So maybe halfway. This is gonna look different for everyone. We're gonna do this downward facing dog twist here. So keeping your left hand grounded down in towards the mat. You're gonna reach with your right hand to the outside of your right ankle. Maybe you don't reach here and your gaze doesn't meet the ceiling. Maybe you just grab your pant leg. You can grab your shin, your knee. You could even keep a soft bend in that knee as well. But just bending underneath your left armpit, gaze reaches the ceiling. Big breath in here. Exhale, gently release. Good, grounding down in that right palm this time. Left hand's gonna reach over for the outside of that right foot. Peeling the chest open towards the ceiling. Again, maybe you just grab your pant leg, your knee, or your shin. So all of our anatomy, we're all different, so we're not in the same. The asanas won't look the same in all of us. Gently releasing here and coming back through center. And then step your feet together, walk yourself back out to your normal downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Good, on your next in breath, your right leg's gonna sweep up and back behind you, 3-point, 3-legged dog. And on the exhale, bend in that knee, bring it through your nose and ground down between your hands here. So coming into this low lunge, lower down onto that left knee, toes can be tucked or untucked. Bring your hands to your hips. We wanna square our hips off towards the top of our mat. So by doing so, you're gonna draw your right hip back and left hip forward. When I taught last week, this was very complicated. I was disguised. My mat was black, my outfit was black, so I made sure to have some color. So grounding down the big toe mound of that right foot and really rooting down to the back, the top of the back foot, if your toes are untucked. Your next in-breath, arms sweep up high towards the ceiling. Maybe you go for a mini back bend here. And exhale, come back through center. So squeezing your inner thigh muscles in towards one another. You should be feeling warm here. I'm actually shaking. Your next inhale, left arm reaches out in front of you, right arm back. Exhale, twist even deeper. Big breath in. Exhale, twist. One more breath in. On the exhale, your right hand reaches back for that back leg. Left arm reaches up high towards the ceiling. Maybe your gaze meets the back right corner of your mat. One more breath in. Exhale brings you back up through center. Left hand comes to the inside of the right foot. Right arm reaches up high towards the ceiling. And again, maybe you reach back with that right hand to get your arms in alignment with one another. Big breath in. Long breath out. Final breath. On the exhale, right hand comes down to frame the front foot, tucking the back toes, and stepping your back foot to meet the front, and forward fold when you get there. Separating your feet, 2 5-foot distance apart, so just measure here. Bend very deep in the knees, and ragdoll here. So maybe you bend so much that your belly makes contact with your thighs. Allow no tension in the neck, so loosen up here, and your head hangs heavy. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, even deeper. Arms could be out in front of you, or maybe you grab opposite elbows. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good, so you're at the top of the mat, grounding down in the feet, slowly lift yourselves up vertebrae by vertebrae, stacking bone over bone. Head being the last to lift when you arrive. And a prayer comes through heart center. Again, just checking in with yourselves, catching your breath if you need to. Listen. Grounding down in the feet, your tailbone is tucked, pelvis is lifted, belly engaged, thighs engaged. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears and round them back. Or draw them back, rather. Got it. Your next in-breath, blink the eyes open. Send your prayer high towards the ceiling. And exhale, bend the knees forward fold, lead with the heart. Inhale, flat back, palms to shins, press the heart through, tailbone high towards the ceiling, smile. And exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, down. Good, and plant the palms down. And just step your feet back to your downward facing dog. Good, so nothing fancy, just get back into your downward facing dog, full body stretch. On your next in-breath, your left leg sweeps up and back behind you. Bend in the knee, bring it in through your nose, and then step that left foot to meet between your hands. Good, so lowering down into that right knee, toes tucked or untucked. I'm gonna ground the top of my right foot in towards the mat and grounding down the big toe mound of the left foot. So again, bringing your hands to your hips. Again, catching my breath. It's very difficult to do the whole class with you. I miss teaching all of you in person. So squaring your hips off, your left hip draws back this time, right hip forward, and sink eating deeper. So I didn't do this on the first side, but if you find it necessary, you could actually creep your toes out. It's a very technical term, creep them out towards the top of the mat, and then sink eating deeper here. Good. Next, in-breath, arms sweep up high towards the ceiling. Take a mini back bend here. Exhale brings you back through center. Good. And so hopefully you're all paying attention to yourselves and less about me but if you are looking at me, I'm shaking right now. So just squeeze everything in towards the center line. It makes all the difference here. So that's how I can tell that my body was not engaged, because I'm kind of like flailing all over the place. So squeezing everything into the center line, you have more control. Your next in-breath, right arm reaches out in front of you. Left arm back, gaze follows, soften the face where you can. So maybe you're twisting so deep that your gaze meets that back thumb. Big breath in here. Exhale, twist. So again, drawing your inner thigh muscles in towards one another, bending deeper in that front knee if it's straightened, and your back hand's gonna reach for that back leg. Right arm peels up. Maybe your gaze meets the back left corner of your mat. If you're shaking like me, embrace it. Big breath in. Exhale brings you back through center. Right hand comes down to the inside of that left foot. Left arm peels up high towards the ceiling. Again, option here. Really rooting down that right hand. Reach that left arm back. Big breath in. Exhale out. Big breath in. And exhale out. One more breath in. Exhale, top hand comes down to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes. And step the right foot to the top of the mat to meet the left and forward fold. Good, coming into your ragdoll position again. So bending deep in the knees, again, 2/5 width distance apart. So maybe you even measure. You can even measure up to your knees as well for some alignment here. Bend deep in the knees, belly meets your thighs, and hang low. So if you had opposite elbows, go the other way. So try to grip your elbows in the opposite way that you had the first time. Again, we want to balance ourselves out. Good. So releasing your ragdoll, releasing your opposite elbows. You're going to bring your hands, the top of your hands, to the mat. We're setting up for our gorilla pose. And then you're going to step your feet onto your hands where your toes meet your wrists. Okay? So again, deep bend in the knees, big breath in. On the exhale, you're going to straighten out your legs. Allow your head to hang heavy. Breathe here. An option to shift your weight from side to side or forward and back. Side to side would be interesting. Don't do that. Do forward and back. Maybe it's just a super subtle movement. Hopefully it feels good. And now shifting your weight back into the heels of your feet and just slowly removing your hands from underneath. Bringing your feet in towards one another, maybe your big toes touch. Extending your bum down towards the mat and arms extend up high towards the ceiling for your chair pose. So we're not going to be in chair pose for too long. We're just going to have this, just a stretch here. So with your arms high towards the ceiling, take notice of where your feet are. Make sure that you could see all 10 toes. Your hips are down low. Big breath in here. And on the exhale, straighten out the legs and extend your arms back behind you, okay? Big breath in, coming back into chair pose. Maybe you have to peek up and just watch me demo. So this is your big breath in. And on the exhale, good, 5 more times. 3 more times. Going at your own pace, own breath. Good, and for this final time on your inhale, sitting up in your chair pose, make fists here. So super tight. Any frustration, any negative emotion that you could think of, holding it in your palms, holding it in your grip here. Big breath in, nice and tight, nice and strong. And let it go. Good, deep bend in the knees here. Slowly lifting yourselves up again. That head being the last to lift. Good, stepping at the top of your mat, I'm going to face all of you. So grounding down on the feet here. So your tailbone tucked, pelvis is lifted. So none of this and none of this. So that's what I mean when I give that cue, okay? So engage the belly. Fix your yoga pants or your PJs, your hair, whatever it is that you need to do, because always in my practice, fixing myself. And it's coming to Tadasana, mountain pose. And just catch your breath. Catch your breath here in mountain pose. And blinking the eyes open here. So we're gonna rock. This isn't challenging or anything, but just you can look at the video. I'm going to demo. So just quickly, not quickly, we're starting off slow. So just begin to move from side to side like this. You can close your eyes or you can keep them open. Just make sure that you're breathing. Make sure that your shoulders aren't creeping up towards your ears like this, but just super relaxed, okay? Super relaxed in your upper back. And maybe you speed it up. Speed it up. I'm gonna move away from my wall. I'm in a studio apartment, by the way, so all of you are basically in my whole entire apartment. And speed it up. Speed it up. And now slow it down. Slow it down. Good. When you're ready, coming back through center. Again, slowing it down. Slowing it down. Ooh, that feels good. Okay, coming back through center here. Finding your Tadasana, finding your mountain pose, bringing your hands to your hips here. And you're going to heel toe your feet. So whether you're at the top of the mat or you're on the side of the mat like me, whatever's most comfortable, we're going to come into a Malasana squat, into our yogi squat. So bring your prayer through to heart center, or you can keep your hands down or keep your hands on your hips to assist yourselves coming down into a Malasana, into your squat. So make adjustments as you need. This does not have to be graceful. Again, all the postures, all the asanas that we call them in yoga, they look different in all of us. So, you know, no judgment in your home. So embrace whatever it is, so the shapes and whatever it is that your body looks like. I have no idea what I'm saying. Prayer through the heart center, pressing your elbows in towards your knees, knees in towards your elbows. Nice long back. Nice long spine. Maybe just gently tucking your chin downward to find some extra length. And so blinking the eyes open, you can take a peek at the video. I'm going to do this very subtle movement. So pressing your elbows in towards your knees, you just want to press a little bit more in towards the right knee with your right elbow, and then shift your chest over towards the left. So it's not like you're cranking, it's very subtle. And now gently coming back through center, so releasing the pressure on that right knee, and then adding more pressure to the left knee with that left elbow, and shifting your chest over to the right side this time. And coming back through center. Let's do that 2 more times at your own pace. Again, adding and releasing as much pressure as is comfortable for your body. This is my final time on my right side or my left side. And coming back through center. And then last time on my right side, I believe. And coming back through center. Good. Plant your palms down. And then press into your feet, coming into a stand. Just coming into standing up, okay? So soft bend in the knees on your way there. So I had some pressure in my ankles, in my feet here. So now we're just going to give our feet some love. So ground down in your left foot, come onto the ball of the right foot, and then just circle out in one direction. In one direction. I didn't listen to that band ever. Go ahead, coming back through center, and switch opposite directions. Good, and coming back through center. Now ground down in that right foot, come onto the ball of that left foot, and circle out one way. And circle out the other way. For me, that way is not so easy. It looks funny. Good, and ground it down here. So now stepping at the top of the mat here, wherever you are, you're going to extend your arms out toward the front of the mat as well. Heel toe your feet mat width distance or further. Maybe you splay out your toes and then sink your bum down using your core strength, using your leg muscles here. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Rounding down in the feet and then prop yourself back up. Good. So this is all core control and using your leg muscles. So arms nice and straight, nice and strong out in front of you. Bending in the knees, slow and controlled. And bring yourself back up. And soften the face while you do this. Last time, ground down in the feet, bend in the knees, lower, lower, lower. How low can you go? And bum touches the mat. And give yourself a hug here. Good, so bend those knees in, close to you. Give yourself a hug. Bring your forehead in towards your knees. Hug yourself tight. Good, and release. So extending your legs out in front of you. So I may move over a bit. I think you should all be able to see me. You're going to extend your arms out towards the front of you. Flexing through the feet here, and slow and controlled using your belly muscles. I'm going to count down to 5, lowering yourselves all the way down to your back. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Go for a long body stretch. And on the next breath in, still in your long body stretch here. On the exhale, bend the knees, hug them in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug, give yourself a squeeze. Inhale, long body stretch. Exhale, bend the knees, hug them in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug. Last time, inhale, long body stretch. I hope you guys see me. And exhale, give yourself a squeeze. This time, shoulder blades lift, forehead comes in towards your knees. Surrender the shoulders, surrender the head down. Good, tuck your tailbone here, bring your hands to your knees, and just sway from side to side. Sway from side to side. You can take a peek up at the video if you'd like. So with your hands on your knees, just make large circles here with your knees. So going forward and back first. So forward and back. And just going slow, taking your time here. No rush. When you come back to center, switch directions. And coming back to center. You're going to keep your right knee hugged in towards your chest and extend your left leg out in front of you. So if you're like me, where I have a wall in my sofa blocking, you can't see my foot, but it's there. So extending that left leg out in front of you. You want to keep your shoulders and your head rooting down towards the mat. So this is where I invite you to utilize your props. So you could utilize a yoga strap, a belt, or if you're super flexy and bendy, you can do this without any props, okay? So if you have a strap, I have one close by, you're gonna take the strap and wrap it around the ball of your right foot. And then begin to extend that right leg up high towards the ceiling here. If you do not have a strap, and you can do this with a belt, but if you do not have a strap, you can take your peace fingers, peace out, wrap them around your big toe, and then extend that leg up towards the ceiling. If this is too deep, you can grab your ankle, your pant leg, maybe behind your right leg. Ooh, you could do this too. So interlace your fingers behind your calf or at your right calf. So whatever variation, wherever you're at, go there. But make sure that your left hip is not peeling off of the mat like this, okay? You want it rooting down. So essentially your hips are squared off towards the ceiling. Okay, so going your way, wherever you're at. Keeping your left foot flexed, so make sure that it's active. Going a little bit further, begin to lower that right leg down towards the right side wall. Again, I'm peeling up on my left side, so what do I want to do? I want to root it down. Maybe my right leg doesn't go as far. My foot's actually falling into my closet right now. So be mindful of where you are. And it's not about how far your leg goes or how flexy or bendy you are. Just that you're getting a nice stretch, breathing, and come back through center here. Now this is my favorite. So if you have a strap, this is a little bit easier. You're gonna take the strap and into your left hand this time, and then cross the body. If you do not have a strap, you're gonna bend in that right knee, and we're gonna go for this twist here. So taking your left hand onto your left knee and cross it over your right side body. Your right arm's gonna peel off to the side, and your gaze is going to follow. So again, you have options here wherever you're at. Big breath in. And exhale, slide out. Gently coming back through center. Hug that right knee in towards your chest. And extend it out in front of you. Now this time your left knee draws in towards your chest. So same thing here. Maybe you grab your strap. Take the strap and wrap it around the ball of your left foot. Extend up towards the ceiling. Or you take the peace fingers, peace out. Wrap them around your big toe of your left foot, and then extend that left leg up towards the ceiling. So getting a nice stretch in the back of your left leg. What are you doing, girl? And flexing that right foot. And you want to keep your shoulders and your head grounded down. Oh, thank you for your love. Grounded down in towards the mat. Maybe your pet comes over and dominates practice. You want to go a little bit further. Begin to extend that left leg out towards the side, the left side. Keeping your right hand grounding down on that right hip. Again, you want your hips squared off towards the ceiling, so you don't want to be lifting off. Big breath in here. Exhale, nice and strong, brings you back through center. So if you have a strap, take the strap into your opposite hand. If not, you're gonna bend that left knee and then cross it over to the right side, okay? Left arm extends out towards the left side wall, and your gaze follows. Big breath in here. Exhale out. Big breath in. And exhale out. One more breath in. And come back through center. Good. Now bending your right knee to meet the left. And we're gonna go for a full happy baby. So grabbing the inside or the outside edges. I always grab the inside for whatever reason. Just more comfortable for me that way. I'm gonna tuck my tailbone so that my back is leveled and fully grounded down in towards the mat and towards the floor here. And really pressing the bottoms of my feet. So this is a big stretch here. Really grounding my knees down into my armpits. And then maybe just sway from side to side. From side to side. And if you all can't see me, hopefully just following my cues, following my voice. Or maybe just following your own. Remember, you're at home. But even if you aren't at home, this practice is your practice. I am simply a guide. Now coming back to your center, finding stillness. You're gonna take your peace fingers of both hands, wrap them around your big toes, and just one at a time. So keeping your left knee bent, you're gonna extend your right leg out towards the right side. Gently bend that right knee back, and then extend the left leg. Good, gently bend it. And then now you came back through center. Now you're gonna extend both legs out. And allowing gravity to do a lot of the work here. So allow yourself to be heavy. And maybe here, tucking your tailbone. Remember, your whole back side is making contact with the earth. Begin to sway and rock from side to side. Okay, side to side, side to side. Coming back through center with your fingers wrapping around your big toes with some control, bringing them back through center. Bend in the knees and hug your chest. Hug your knees into your chest. Good. So now on your back, bring your hands to your thighs. You're going to gain some momentum, okay? So we're gonna rock the full length of our spine. So maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times, and come into a seat. Good. So we are working our way down into the last few minutes of class into Savasana. So normally on a Thursday night in the studio, it's a stretch and restorative, but it's a little challenging because if you don't have all these props, I mean, you can do like a makeshift, like I was saying earlier, if you don't have a bolster, you can use a pillow, you can roll up a towel, but not all of us have all these things. So, and that's okay. But that's why I customized this practice a little bit. So I happen to have a bolster, so I'm actually going to use mine. And we're gonna end class using this prop. So if you have one, great. If you don't, not a big deal. Again, you could also use a blanket. So if you take a blanket and you just wrap it a few times, like roll it, or if you have a pillow. But again, if you don't wanna use it, that's okay, not a big deal. So we're gonna come into reclined butterfly, and this is actually how we're gonna end class. Okay, so bringing the bolster, pillow, prop, whatever, vertical. And then your lower back is gonna come to the base of your prop. Again, if you don't have this prop, it's not a big deal. You would just look like this, and you would just surrender down. But again, I'm going to use my prop. So bringing it behind you here, begin to lower yourself down your backside. So whether your knees are already opened up like mine, you can begin to open them up. So allowing your knees to fall off to the sides, bringing your heels to touch, so pressing them in towards one another, and rolling your shoulders back. Allowing your arms to drop alongside you. And finding what's comfortable here. And again, beginning to connect with your breath. Maybe you were distracted throughout practice. Maybe there was something ruminating in the mind. Maybe something you have been rehearsing or maybe rehashing. Again, how I opened up class of just a very interesting time for all of us right now, and it's important for us to stay healthy and stay safe as best as we can. And so arriving this evening on your mat, tuning in, allowing me to guide you this evening. Certainly a way of self-care. And like I like to say in my classes, if none of what I say resonates, focusing on your breath, focusing on the present moment. Taking a big breath in. And exhale, sigh it out. Do 2 more breaths just like that. Beginning to deepen your breath here. Beginning to rock your head from side to side. Bring your hands onto your knees and just close the legs. Bring your legs back together. And just mindfully coming onto your right side. So maybe you extend your right arm above head. I'm going to use my elbow to prop myself up. Rolling onto the right side and then coming into a seated position. Slide your prop out of the way. So bring a prayer through to heart center, closing the eyes and just gently bowing the head down in gratitude. And I thank you all so much for tuning in this evening, for carving out this time for yourself. And also for a quick reminder that yoga is not just this physical practice of postures and, headstands or handstands or back bends or really flexible poses, but also a way of life of how you treat yourself and treat others, how you speak to yourself and speak to others, a mindfulness practice, a mindfulness lifestyle, what you feed your body with. So just knowing that even if it's difficult a lot of times, especially in this time where we're at, not rolling out the mat, that doesn't mean that you are no longer practicing yoga. This is simply just a form of it. And also remembering to tune into your breath at all times. Lifting your prayer up to your forehead, to your third eye, to your center of all knowing and intuition. And I thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you this evening. Namaste. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ariana. Hi, Krista.
Thank you. I hope you all sleep well.
You too.
Miss you
Take care.
girls. Miss everyone.
I know, I miss everyone too. This is so hard. But it's okay.
You're doing
Just
a great job. You're doing a great job.
thanks. Yeah, stay well, everyone. See you all soon.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.